This week in AI has been honestly kind of insane. We had breakthroughs in vision, new creator tools, tiny models outperforming giants, agents learning to play entire video games by themselves, humanoid robots doing actual chores, and yeah, someone held a marriage ceremony with an AI persona. So buckle up because a lot happened. Let's start with something that sounds simple but is actually a huge deal: getting AI to see the world the way humans do. Right now, vision models are great at identifying stuff. They'll say, that's a cat, that's a tree, that's a car. Easy. But the problem is they don't really understand the relationships between things the way we naturally do. Like, we instantly know a giraffe and a cat are both mammals, and a tennis ball is not. To a model, it's three blobs with labels. So researchers at Google DeepMind use this classic psychology test called the odd one out. They show three pictures and you pick which one doesn't belong. Sometimes the humans and the model agree immediately, like two animals and a birthday cake. Obviously the cake is the odd one out, but then you get trickier sets. Humans pick the sea star because it's not a mammal, and the AI picks the cat. It's small differences like that that reveal where AI vision still feels alien. So DeepMind built this clever three-step pipeline. First, they trained a teacher that learned from millions of human-labeled examples. Then that teacher generated a massive synthetic data set of human-like decisions. And finally, they trained a smaller student model on all that synthetic data. And it worked. The student model suddenly started behaving a lot more like a human. The coolest part? They open-sourced everything. You can literally download the data, the code, and the models right now and experiment yourself. Huge W for the open source community. Now let's talk about something much more visual and honestly super fun: a tool called Time to Move. This thing lets you animate a video by literally dragging stuff around with your mouse. I'm not exaggerating. You start with a single image like a product shot or a character, and then you just click, drag, draw a path, and it turns that into smooth video motion. You can drag the camera, you can drag multiple objects at once. You can even make two cars crash, if that's the vibe today. Under the hood, it uses something called dual clock denoising, which balances what you told it to do with physics so everything looks natural. The best part is you don't need to retrain a whole video model. It works on top of existing ones like Cog Video and Stable Video Diffusion. So if you're making AI videos or product shots, this tool is ridiculously useful. Next up, Tiny Model. Huge flex. A Chinese platform called Weibo dropped VibeThinker 1.5b, which is just 1.5 billion parameters, tiny by modern standards, and somehow it's performing on math and coding tests like it's 10 times bigger. In fact, it beats early DeepSeek R1 variants that are hundreds of times larger. It's honestly kind of disrespectful how well it performs. Because it's so small, you can run it on a normal GPU and the weights are already on Hugging Face. If you like running models locally, especially for math, add this one to your list. Now let's switch over to audio, because this one got people really excited. A team released this open source system called Step Audio Edit X, and it's like text-to-speech on steroids. This thing can clone a voice from a few seconds of audio, then let you edit the emotions, the style, the tone, even insert little breaths or laughs exactly where you want them. You can take a flat voice line and tell it, make this happy, now make it angry, now whisper it, or insert a breath right before this word, and it just does it. It's weirdly good at acting. And even though it's powerful, it's only around 3 billion parameters, so you don't need a supercomputer to run it. Now fashion folks, I've got you covered too. There's a new virtual try-on model called EVTAR or EVAR, depending on the write-up, and it is surprisingly good. You upload a photo of a person, upload a photo of a piece of clothing, and it basically redresses the person in that outfit. But the difference here is accuracy. It keeps logos, text, patterns, fabric folds, everything. And if you upload a photo of someone actually wearing that piece of clothing, it becomes even more realistic because it learns how it should drape on the body. Across benchmarks, this model ranks at the top for quality, and it's open source with full instructions to run it. Okay, moving on. OpenAI quietly rolled out GPT 5.1 this week. No live stream, No Sam Altman speaking in metaphors about the future, just a silent upgrade. And look, this isn't GPT-6 or anything. Think of it more like a vibe update. The main focus is tone and instruction following. GPT-5 was kind of cold and robotic. People didn't love that. So 5.1 is warmer, more conversational, and way better at sticking to specific rules like respond in 6 words. There's a fast, instant version and a slower thinking version for deeper reasoning. Not a huge intelligence jump, but definitely a better overall experience. Now, let's talk about one of the weirder things that happened. A 32-year-old woman in Japan held a wedding ceremony to marry an AI persona she'd been talking to. The AI proposed, she accepted, and she actually left her human partner because she felt the AI understood her better. She even wore AR glasses so she could exchange rings with this virtual husband. It's not legally recognized, but symbolically, yeah, this is where things are heading. Companion AI is going to be a massive topic over the next few years. Speaking of things that feel straight out of sci-fi, let's talk robots. UB Tech revealed production lines full of Walker S2 humanoid robots, like an actual robot army. The big feature, each robot can swap its own battery. It walks to a docking station, pops out the old battery, installs a new one, and keeps working. Zero human help needed. And then Unitree dropped a new demo of their G1 humanoid doing real house chores. Not dancing, not doing backflips, actual cleaning and organizing, autonomously, not teleoperated. The movements are surprisingly fast too. Robots doing useful tasks at home is getting closer than people think. Next up is something extremely cool, Marble, a 3D world model from World Labs run by Fei Li's team. You can feed Marble a single image, multiple images, a text prompt, or even a rough 3D layout, and it generates a complete 3D world that stays consistent. If you look away from something and look back, it's still there. No hallucinating new furniture every time. You can also edit the world using text. You want to replace the back wall with a stage? Done. Turn plants into French fries? Also done. It exports to video, Gaussian splats, or full mesh, and there's a free online interface already live. Now let's talk agents, and there were 2 big ones this week. First is Lumen, trained mostly on Genshin Impact. This agent can complete multi-hour storylines at human-level skill, even though it was only trained on the first region. It generalizes to new areas it's never seen, and it can even jump to totally different games like Honkai Star Rail without fine-tuning. It sees the screen, reasons, and controls mouse and keyboard like a human. It's wild. Then there's Seema, too, from DeepMind, which is like the next level up. It thinks through long-term goals, breaks tasks into steps, and can complete missions and games it has never seen before. You can even sketch something on the screen and tell it, find this and jump on it, and it will. In benchmarks, Seema 2 more than doubles the performance of Seema 1 and gets close to human-level success rates. They even had it play inside 3D worlds generated on the fly by another AI model, and it still figured out what to do. Next up, Baidu released Ernie 5.0, another state-of-the-art omnimodal foundation model. It handles text, images, audio, and generates images too. On benchmarks, it lands right next to top-tier models like high-end GPT and Gemini. One of the standout demos is a super detailed isometric bedroom prompt, and it nails everything, including an empty bookshelf, which most models mess up. And finally, let's wrap with something very cool for robotics. DeepMind is teaching robots new tasks entirely from synthetic videos. You give it an image of a scene and describe an action, like pushing a mug. An AI video model generates a clip of that action. A physics simulator rebuilds that video into a realistic 3D environment. Then the robot trains inside that simulation until it knows the task so well it can perform it in real life. No human data, no physical training. Purely synthetic video plus simulation. It's faster, cheaper, and way safer. And that's the full AI roundup this week. Tiny models beating giant ones. Agents mastering huge 3D games. Humanoid robots finally becoming useful. New world models, voice models, vision models, and everything in between. Let me know which update surprised you the most and which one freaked you out. This is AI Waves, and I'll see you in the next one.